What is going on, y'all? Psych Perspectives, giofvcks here, and we about to talk about the switch up. The switch up is something that I feel like so many of us have experienced, will experience, have seen other people go through, and you're probably asking yourself, what's the switch up? I mean, you said we experienced it. The switch up is essentially when you're talking to somebody and then you notice over time their behavior changes. The consistency value, the consistency measurement, if you will, disappears. So you might start noticing, over the past 3-4 months, however long you've been talking to that individual, to that person, y'all been consistently hooking up once a week or talking every day or texting and checking in here and there. Y'all hang out and it was consistent. Then all of a sudden, out of the drop of the blue, just out of nowhere, all of a sudden behaviors change. They no longer text you back. They don't call you. Y'all not hanging out anymore. Y'all not even having y'all weekly hookups or y'all dates. Y'all don't, everything just stops. You notice that they become distant. The switch up. That's what the switch up is. The behaviors no longer are consistent. Things start changing. The energy isn't there, and you notice it. You notice that their mood is different. Their behaviors are different. The way they talk to you is different. The way they communicate with you. Y'all don't see each other as often. The switch up. When the switch up happens, do not become alarmed. Don't become, phased. Don't be bothered by it. Don't trip about it. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay? Number one, this is why you're supposed to be talking to other people. This is why you're supposed to be talking to multiple people, dating multiple people at once. So when switch ups happen, you're not sitting up, oh, I don't understand why he, she, or they aren't talking to me anymore. Oh, we were hanging out. They're acting funny. It's not going to faze you because who cares? You got other people to go and talk to and mingle with. Another thing is this. Number two. This is why it's called the talking stage. You're only getting to know people in the talking stage. And this is another reason why, going back to number one, you need to talk to multiple people at once. You need to date multiple people at once. Because these talking stages, first of all, they can be a huge waste of time. So if you are only talking to one person and then all of a sudden the switch up happens, you just wasted 3, 4, 5, however long months wasting on one person. Do you see the problem here? This is why you should never, number 3, this is why you should never over-invest in people. If they're not giving you reciprocation, they're not giving you matched effort, they're not showing you the same energy, don't waste your own time. Okay? And the switch up, or particularly when you're dealing with cis men, masculine people, trans men, masculine folks, the switch up happens often because instead of them just saying, hey, I'm not interested in furthering this with you. I'm not looking for a committed relationship. I'm actually talking to somebody else. Or, hey, I'm just not feeling this. I don't want to do this with you anymore. Instead of communicating that, oftentimes what ends up happening is they switch up. They decide, instead of being an adult and communicating like an adult, I'm just going to not hang out with you anymore. You're just going to notice through my actions and behaviors that I clearly don't fuck with you. But instead of saying that like a big man, a man, and speaking up and taking ownership as an adult and communicating, they just play all these mind games and expect you to read into it. And then also a lot of this is about, it could be their own ego. It's an ego stroke. They want you to chase after them. You'd be surprised. And then in this aspect, it doesn't even matter what the gender or sexuality is. But pay attention. They probably want you to chase after them. And again, it's 2021. Me personally, I'm not chasing after no grown-ass man, no grown-ass person. I'm just not doing it. Okay, there's way too many fish in the sea to be chasing after one damn fish. Okay, I'm just being real, especially when it's the talking stage. You don't even know these people like that. Also, there's other scenarios. Say this person is going through a lot of shit. Say they're dealing with depression, or somebody just passed in the family, whatever. You don't really know what's going on in people's lives. So there's so many other scenarios for why the switch up can take place. But more often than not, the person is just not feeling you like that. And there is probably somebody else, or they do just have a lot going on in their lives. And at this current moment, they just don't have time to focus on you. But again, in all of these situations and all of these different scenarios that I just gave you for the switch up, communication is the biggest piece. You could just tell that person, hey, somebody passed away. I'm stressed out right now. I'm depressed. I need time to think. I need space. Or, hey, I'm not feeling you like that. I enjoyed what we had, but, I'm no longer interested. Bye-bye. Or, hey, I'm talking to somebody else. Again, communication is the biggest factor here. And again, I'm just going to say it. When you're dealing with cis men, trans men, masculine folks, you got to realize communication with us is not good. And instead of being an adult about shit, we will sit up and just decide, well, I'm just not dealing with you anymore. Or I'm pulling back or whatever, instead of just saying, I don't want you. I'm not interested, or I'm talking to somebody else, or I got a lot going on. And yes, women and feminine people, trans women, cis women, feminine people, non-binary, what have you, regardless, will do these things. But humans, we really have to learn how to communicate better. And we also need to learn to stop over-investing into people. Like, again, the switch up can hurt and does hurt people often. But once you learn the game, and that's the sad part, but it's the truth. Once you learn the game of it all, it doesn't faze you anymore. And I'm going to keep going back to point number 1. Date multiple people. Talk to multiple people. Stop over-investing into folks. Because my goodness, it's just not worth it. You feel me? It's just not worth it anymore. Hell, to me, it never was, looking back. But I know for some of y'all still want to hold on to this archaic belief, and that's why y'all keep getting hurt. I'm just going to keep throwing that in your face every time. You keep getting hurt because you keep doing the same shit. Okay? Sooner or later, accountability has to step in. Sooner or later, you need to look at your own behaviors. So, I'll bring this up because I get asked that question a lot. And like different scenarios on, well, we were hanging out and everything was going well, and then all of a sudden they just started pulling back and we stopped talking and they wouldn't call me and I'm like, okay, why are you steady? This is the problem with a lot of us. Okay, when a person pulls back, we try to chase, and that's where we go wrong. No. Let them pull and let them do what they need to do. Let them do what they need to do. Okay? And you need to do what you need to do. And that is exit stage left and do you. Ain't nobody got time. I'll be the first to say it. That shit's so damn dead. And again, to bring up personal experiences. I had a situation where, we was having our little weekly fling. Sometimes we would have two or three flings in a week. Who knows? And they randomly texted me out the blue. It was like, oh, I'm in Vegas. And I didn't say anything about it because, quite frankly, I didn't care. I'm like, okay, you in Vegas. Enjoy your trip. Have a good time. Be safe. Enjoy the warm weather because, shit, it's cold as hell here in Michigan, That's all I could really think about. And then as time went on, the pullback or the switch up, I noticed the switch up was happening, and I didn't trip about it because, like I said, honey, I'm talking to other people. I make it clear I'm not looking for nothing with you, so I'm not sitting up here getting all emotionally hurt or feeling like I'm being used or any of that, because I didn't want anything more with you anyways. And like I said, I only talk to you for sex. So again, you got to stop putting yourself in situations to be played in the first place. You need to stop over investing into people that ain't giving you what you want. If they don't meet your standards, leave their asses alone. Talk to multiple people and have your own hobbies, have your own life. You know, that's another thing. Stop being so focused on what the other person is doing and be focused on your own growth, your own success, your own happiness, your own goals, your own purpose. Okay? But yeah, that's the switch up. It happens. And again, you just got to know how to roll, and you got to realize these are the games that people play. And then also shit be going on in people's lives that you don't know anything about. So this is another reason why I say stop worrying about other people and what they doing, and worry about yourself and what you need to be doing. Anyways, let me know what y'all think in the comment box below. Have y'all dealt with the switch up? Did people start acting funny all of a sudden on you? How did you handle it? What do you recommend when it happens to others so they can move on with their lives? All right, I'm out. Deuces.